1989, CERN was the host of some of the largest, at that time already, and most geographically distributed scientific collaborations. And these were numbering up to a maximum of 700 scientists in one case. We had more than 2,000 or more than 2,500 in some of the experiments. Now at that time it was a place where a computer on every desk was already the norm. Computer networking had been a fact of life for over a decade already at that time. And where we had a culture of sharing and openness. In short, it was the kind of place that was just waiting for the intellectual spark needed to ignite what would become the World Wide Web. In Tim's own words, CERN was a lab which pushes back the boundaries of technology as a matter of course in every aspect of its daily work. It still is. The puzzle faced by Tim was how to create a system from the ingredients around him that would provide a new way of CERN's diverse community to manage information. And that's the key word. We needed at that time to manage information. To get it quickly, reliably, everywhere in the world. That was the point. And what was the solution? Well, the web. Actually, at that time already, I was working here, and I remember the early days of the web. Like many others in the experiments, I just took it for granted. Well, we physicists are like this. We take what we get, and we took it, and we did not foresee the incredible phenomenon it has become today. Thankfully, Tim did, and his boss, Mike Sandel, was a good enough judge of character to recognize the potential. I'm pleased that CERN provided the canvas for Tim Berners-Lee's invention, and I'm honored that Tim has chosen to be here today. But this is Tim's day, and your day. So Tim, I wish you a very warm welcome back to CERN. I hope you still recognize the place, maybe not this one, but the rest, after all these years. And I hope that you enjoy, together with everybody else, this afternoon of reminiscence and anticipation. Well, very welcome, very warmly welcome. Thank you.